Still lifted up in piggyback and feeling his wife Ayesha's biceps, Kabir is not happy at playing the blindfold game. "Come on Ayesha, you will always win that game," he says. "Now don't complain so much. This time we shall change the rules," Aunt Ayesha says. "Unlike last time, where you had to guess 3 times correctly out of the 5 chances to win. This time you will win if you guess correctly only once," Ayesha says. "Alright fine," Kabir says. Aunt Ayesha is pleased. "I will fetch a cloth," she says, and puts Kabir on his feet. Meanwhile, Sid, Tanya and Mona are still inside the clothes store. Mona and Tanya are now in the billing section. Mona's cheeks have gone pink in embarrassment now, as Tanya had seen her kissing Sid while carrying him on her hip. Sid is also cursing himself. "Why did I lose my control and kiss Mona like that? That too while lifted up on her hip, and inside that cramped up trial room, and the worst part is, even Tanya spotted it. God knows how she will use it to her advantage. Oh God, this has been such a horrible day." Sid is lamenting. Tanya is looking at Mona with a mischievous expression now. "You know, when I first saw you carrying Big Bro Piggyback to our house, I knew that you had a thing for him," she says. "What do you mean?" Mona asks in surprise, and in a bit of nervousness. "Come on, you look like a supermodel, and also way too tall for Big Bro, yet you still bothered to help him, and not just that. You even carried him to the house. Now this is rare, baby. In fact, very very rare," Tanya smirks. "Come on, I was just being a responsible person, that's all." Mona smiles in hesitation. "Now come on, my future sis-in-law, you have a thing for smaller guys, don't you?" Tanya asks with a smirk. Mona is baffled hearing this. Meanwhile, Kabir uncle is waiting when Ayesha auntie now comes with a cloth. She ties it on Kabir uncle's eyes. Kabir uncle cannot see anything now. "Okay my husband, let us start the game now," Aunt Ayesha announces. "Okay, I am ready now," Uncle Kabir says, waving his hand in the air as he cannot see anything now. "So my husband, first chance, guess how am I going to carry you now?" Aunt Ayesha whispers in his ears. "You are thinking to carry me on your shoulders now," Kabir uncle guesses. Wrong, Ayesha auntie laughs and lifts up Kabir uncle in a front lift. Blinded by the cloth tied to his eyes, Kabir uncle's heart skips a beat as his wife Ayesha lifts him up comfortably in a front lift. "Oh God, you know I get a warm feeling below whenever you lift me up from the front," Kabir uncle says. "Of course my husband, that's why I like to lift you like this, whenever you cannot see." Ayesha auntie smiles and slowly lowers him down. Both kiss now as Ayesha auntie is still carrying him from the front. "So you lost the first chance, it is now round 2, Ayesha auntie says and places Uncle Kabir uncle back on the floor, with the cloth still tied to his eyes. "Okay, second round, how am I thinking to carry you now?" Aunt Ayesha asks. "Piggyback," Kabir uncle guesses, while looking around clueless, as he is blindfolded. Aunt Ayesha bends down and lifts him up on her shoulder. "Wrong again my dear husband, you lost again," she laughs while feeling his behind. "You know I can do this the whole time with your behind, right?" she smiles. "Rats," Kabir uncle responds. Ayesha auntie laughs and keeps running her hands on his behind, while still carrying him comfortably. "Alright, let's try the third time now." Aunt Ayesha smiles and puts Kabir down. Still blindfolded, Kabir now takes a guess. "You will carry me on your hip now," he says. Aunt Ayesha holds both his hands, turns around and bends, taking his weight on her back and bounces him up, holding him in a piggyback now. "Curses," Kabir uncle exclaims. Carrying him comfortably, Aunt Ayesha does not plan to put Kabir uncle down now. She starts walking towards the garden. "Hey, put me down," Kabir uncle says, but Aunt Ayesha is feeling really romantic. She wants to spend more time carrying Kabir Uncle Piggyback. She walks through the front door and takes him to the garden. Aisha now stands at her favorite place in the garden, which is full of flowering plants. Aunt Ayesha now puts Kabir Uncle down from her back. All right now, this is the fourth chance. How am I going to carry you now? Aunt Ayesha asks. Cradle, Kabir Uncle says in hesitation, while still unable to see as his eyes are blindfolded. Aunt Ayesha lifts him up in her arms in cradle now. Realizing how easily he was lifted up by his wife on her arms, Kabir Uncle is pleased, while Aunt Ayesha is now carrying him in a high cradle. Yes, I finally won, he says, raising both his hands. Of course, my husband, and now you will receive the reward for winning this challenge, Aunt Ayesha says, feeling happy, and while still carrying her husband Kabir in her arms in cradle, kisses him on the lips. Blindfolded and still lifted up in cradle by his strong and beautiful wife, that too around flowers, even Kabir Uncle is enjoying the kiss by his wife Ayesha. Both are lost kissing now as nearby birds are chirping. Meanwhile, Misha is tired of all the walking and shopping inside the mall. She is now having some refreshments and calls her husband Addy. Hey, I met Tanya, Mona, and Sid in the mall today, she says in excitement. Mona and Tanya are now shopping for clothes, she says. Wow, now that's quite a coincidence. Mona did not tell anyone in the house that she is going to the mall today, Addy replies. I suspect something fishy between her and Sid, he says. Now come on, Misha replies. Mona is an adult, and I know my little sister is really good in analyzing people. Besides, I really like Sid, she says. I also know his little sister Tanya and the family, they are perfect. In fact, Mona and Sid both look so perfect when together, Misha says in gladness. Addy is speechless. Mona is almost a foot taller than Sid. How can you tell they are perfect together? Sid asks. Of course, a woman should always be taller than her man, Misha says. An ideal man should be small, light, and compact, and he should be easily liftable for his woman, Misha says, feeling romantic. Oh God, Mona will be so happy with a guy like Sid, Misha says. Addy does not know what to say now. Tanya, Sid, and Mona finish their shopping and are now exploring the mall when they spot the gaming section. Hey, there is a brand new game, Virtual Commando, Tanya says, jumping in excitement. We have to wear a virtual headset and play with actual toy weapons. We even have to run and tackle the enemies in the arena ourselves. In fact, it is so realistic. We will be playing it live and facing enemy commando teams together. And all this in a closed virtual arena, she says. Oh wow, has the gaming technology become so advanced now? Mona asks. Of course, Tanya says. I hope you all are fit enough to run, tackle, and escape their attacks, she says, and picks up the toy weapons and the VR headset. Mona, Tanya, and Sid have now worn the VR headset and get the toy shooters. As soon as they wear the headset, they are now seeing everything inside the game. They have to run, spot, and aim at the enemies. All three are now running around and taking cover as the enemy team is firing at them. Sid aims well and eliminates a lot of enemies, but his ammo soon gets over. Oh no, I am out, he says when the enemies surround him. Oh man, looks like it is game over for me, he thinks. Suddenly Mona jumps in front of him. Get on me, piggyback, I will cover you, she says. Sid promptly jumps on her back. Mona effortlessly absorbs his full weight into a piggyback and also shoots at the enemies. As Mona is now carrying Sid piggyback and shooting at the enemies, Tanya also gets behind and covers them from the back. Soon the enemy formation is broken and they retreat. Yes, we have done it. Mona jumps, while still carrying Sid piggyback, and gives a high five to Tanya. Sid now gets down and refills his ammo, but then the enemy robot dogs in the game suddenly charge towards him. Sid is terrified. Curses, they have dogs in the game, and that too machine ones. He shrieks in fear and jumps into Tanya's arms. Tanya is now carrying her elder brother Sid in a cradle. She is unable to use her shooter too. Mona is pleased to see Sid lifted up in the arms of his strong little sister. Oh wow, I don't know why, but I always love it when Tanya lifts up her elder brother Sid in a protective way, she thinks. Big bro, a little sister will always feel happy when her elder brother jumps into her arms. But this time, you have chosen a wrong time to get lifted up in cradle in my arms. Because we are sitting ducks now, she exclaims as Sid is hugging her in fear, as she is still carrying him cradle. Mona now comes in and starts shooting the robot dogs. As the robot dogs start moving away, Mona now comes close to Tanya, who is unable to do anything, as Sid is lifted up on her arms in cradle. Here, hand over Sid to me, Mona says while still aiming at the enemies. She pulls Sid from the side as he is in Tanya's arms and lifts him up, holding him single-handedly on her hip. Tanya is now looking in admiration as Mona, who is carrying Sid on her hip, is holding him with one hand and shooting at the enemies with her other hand. Tanya also starts shooting along. Oh no, my ammo is over. I need both hands to reload, Mona says as she is still holding Sid on her hip. Sliding Sid from the hip lift, she turns him around her body into a front piggyback. Sid cannot believe that he is being handled like a toy by the tall Mona. Hug me tightly, Mona says and smooches Sid tightly as he is now being lifted up in a front piggyback by her. Still smooching Sid, who has hugged her tightly, Mona's hands are free now. She immediately reloads the ammo while still enjoying the smooch to Sid, which she is giving to him while still carrying him. Tanya is looking in disbelief now. Still carrying Sid in a front piggyback, Mona now shoots with hers in one hand and Sid's toy gun in another hand towards the enemies. Tanya is awestruck at the scene. Carrying a grown man in a front piggyback, she is shooting with both her hands. This woman is a real warrior, Tanya thinks to herself. Mona is shooting blindly, as she is lost smooching Sid, whom she is carrying in a front piggyback. The enemies are dropping like flies now. That's right, never mess with a woman if she is carrying her man along with her. Mona shouts as all the enemies are eliminated, "Come if you dare, I am ready with my man lifted up by me. I can face any enemy now." Mona gives a war cry and shoots in the air with both shooters, while Sid is still lifted up in a front piggyback by her. "Hey, this is not fair. Even I have eliminated many enemies," Tanya says. Still carrying Sid in a front piggyback, Mona is ready to shoot more when the game gets over. Even the staff of the game are shocked, looking at the strength of the tall Mona. "I don't know whether to feel happy or worried about my big bro when I see the woman he has chosen," Tanya thinks. Mona now gives back the VR headset and shooters, but Sid is still lifted up in a front piggyback by her. "I am getting a bad headache and my head is spinning because of the headset," Sid says. "I think we should not bring Sid to games like these," Tanya says to Mona, who is now walking with Sid lifted up in a front piggyback by her. Meanwhile, Aunt Aisha has spent a long time carrying Uncle Kabir cradle and puts him down. "Well, now untie the cloth around my eyes. The game is over now, right?" Kabir uncle says. "Well, there is still one turn left," Aunt Aisha laughs. "Hey, this is not fair," Uncle Kabir protests. Aunt Aisha laughs and bends down, lifting up Uncle Kabir on her shoulder. She now starts walking towards the house, as Uncle Kabir is helplessly hanging from her shoulder. Aunt Aisha throws Kabir uncle on the bed now. "It is now time for a wrestling match, my husband," Aunt Aisha announces, as she unties the blindfold. Kabir uncle is worried now. Aunt Aisha now pounces upon Uncle Kabir and pins him down, holding his hands. Kabir tries to fight back using all his strength, but Aunt Aisha is too strong. Kabir uses a wrestling move and wriggles out of her hold and grabs her from behind. He lifts her up with great effort and drops her back on bed. Ayesha auntie just laughs and immediately turns back. She holds him in an arm lock. Kabir uses all his might but is unable to break her lock as she is too strong. He tries to bend down using his weight, but Aunt Ayesha is way too strong and Kabir is just left hanging. Aunt Ayesha now drops him on the floor and bends down. She now easily lifts up Kabir uncle in a fireman's lift and starts laughing. "What's the matter, my husband? You lost quite easily today," she says looking at him. "You are the strongest opponent I have ever faced in my life, Aisha." Kabir smiles. "Of course, my husband, a woman should at least be strong enough to beat her husband in wrestling," Aisha laughs. "And of course, I have to be in touch with wrestling also, to teach in our new school, right?" Aunt Aisha says looking into his eyes. "I think it is time for tea now," Kabir uncle says laughing in hesitation. Aisha auntie now suddenly starts squatting, while still carrying Kabir uncle on her shoulders. Meanwhile, Mona and Tanya are now sitting in the restaurant. Sid has fallen asleep on Mona's lap, as he has still not recovered. Mona and Tanya are now sipping cola and chatting with each other. "It is not like I am attracted to short guys and all. Sid just looked cute to me, that's all," Mona says. "Now come on, sis-in-law," Tanya winks. "Even I belong to your category," she says. "Well, almost, you see." "Category? Now what do you mean?" Mona asks in surprise. "Well, we both belong to that very rare category of girls who are attracted to unusual types of guys," Tanya giggles. Mona is sipping the cola with tension in her face. "Now, I don't know what you are talking about, girl," she responds. "Huh, come on now, don't pretend that you did not understand," Tanya smiles. Mona is feeling that Tanya is up to some mischief now. "Look, Tanya, please don't create more confusion in my brain, just tell me what you want to say clearly," Mona says sipping the cola nervously. Tanya gets a look of worry in her face now. She takes a long sip of cola from the straw herself. "Actually, just like you are attracted to short guys, I am attracted to the chubby guys," Tanya says. Mona is looking at Tanya now with her mouth wide open, in disbelief. Before Mona could react, her phone starts ringing. It is her elder sister Misha. "Hey, where are you guys at? Let us have lunch together," she says. "Of course, Tanya has invited you for lunch in that restaurant floor. You can find us there," Mona says. Misha reaches the restaurant and is pleased to see Sid lifted up on Mona's lap. Sid is recovering slowly and Mona is feeding him hot soup, while blowing it in the spoon and making him drink it. "Oh my god, I miss Addy so much now," Misha thinks when she gets a phone call from Addy. "Hey Misha, what is happening in the mall? Your little sister Mona is all over the news here," he says. "What are you saying? Mona is having a romantic time with Sid here. She is carrying him on her lap and making him drink soup," she giggles. "Oh, so it was really Sid then. You all stay safe there and don't go anywhere. I am coming to the mall now," Addy says and disconnects in a hurry. "Wait, what is happening?" Misha thinks in surprise. Meanwhile, Aunt Ayesha, still carrying Kabir uncle on her shoulders, is having fun carrying him around the house. Lifted up on Ayesha's shoulder, Kabir spots the TV running local news. "Hey, why is Mona on TV?" he asks in surprise. In the mall, Tanya, Mona, and Sid, all their phones start ringing suddenly. "Oh dear, what new drama has happened now?" Tanya exclaims in worry. The story will continue, gentlemen. Stay tuned for the next part.